Hello, welcome to a new video. Um, this will be somewhat different, a new kind of video for this channel. So what I'm doing here is I'm following an online Blitz match here and do some live commentary on that. So I'm not playing myself, but rather Kibitzing here. Um, this is played on the ICC, the Internet Chess Club, and the players facing each other here are here playing white. This is here with the handle Eros. This is international master Eric Hansen from Canada. I think some of you might know him because he is a long-time player on ChessCube, very successful Blitz and Bullet player on this server, and he's got an insanely high rating also on ICC, close to 3,300, which is among the best Blitz players on ICC. And here I'm playing black. This is Grandmaster Maxime Vachier-Lagrave from France. He's, I think, number one or number two of France, and rated close to or slightly below at the moment. I'm not quite sure. 2,700 elo. So he's yeah, let's say not completely top world class, but not so far away. He's played his share of super tournaments. Okay, so lots of introduction here. This is a 3-minute Blitz game, and we've got we had a Queen's Indian game here, Queen's Indian structure, and the main feature of this position here is black's pressure down the e-file on the pawn e2, and I think black should be quite good here. White has problems on the e-file and also slightly weak king position. Only slight weakness for black is he needs to take care of this a4 pawn, and this d4 pawn is also close to loss, but you always have this counter pressure on e2, so black should be really okay here. If white now covers e2, and black would, I think, most likely play just rook to e4, e7 to e4 to keep d4 and then trying to put more pressure. But okay, white decided to take on d4. Queen f5 is interesting. Black also could have just taken on d4 and entered on e2 with the rook, which this certainly would have been quite good for black. But he sacrificed the pawn here, and this way keeping the queens on. I'm not sure that this is really better. Black now pawn down, and he's trying to get the utmost activity here. I mean, it's hard to imagine that white should be better here with his extra pawn, because he just tied down to e3 and defending his weakness. But I'm not sure. I think maybe this simple recapture on e2 was better. White seems able to handle this. It's still not easy to play though. Wants to get rid of one rook here, but now it's kind of tricky. Queen h1 is a possibility, and you've got all kinds of stuff now. Queen f3, queen h2 mostly. It's quite uncomfortable position. Now black could just take h2, and he would get the interesting.
Check.
Quite I think I would have just taken h2 a couple of moves before, but it still seems very complicated here. Black's got the g pawn, but white's queen on f5 is quite a good piece to generate counterplay against the king, and black's queen doesn't really attack the king at the moment. So I'm not so sure about this position. Yeah, white tries to just capture g3, and maybe he'll manage. He could have. Oh no, rook e3 now. So black's now attacking.
Check.
Why not rook e3? This looked better to me, but well, white is in serious time trouble. But black now has no check, yeah. And
Check. Check.
oh, this was a huge blunder. White now with a mating attack.
Black resigns.
Yeah, I think black spoiled his chances there. He was very good. But okay, 3 minutes is tough time control. Okay, we've got an English opening. Okay, now transposing to the Fianchetto Grunfeld. Oh, Queen b4. Yeah,
Resigns.
this happens with pre-moves. I see that the white player here disconnected. So he was kind of fed up here. Yeah, of course, knight a5 is the normal move in this position, and he went queen c2 pre-move, which didn't really work well here. So let's see if there's some other game that I could follow here. I prefer 3 or 5 minute, of course, because this leaves some time to really do some commentary. In the meantime, I might switch on this bullet game here.
Black resigns.
And here playing this was okay. The game is already ended here. I don't see such a highly rated Blitz of 5-minute game. Yeah, here we have a 1-minute game. White player is Jorge Samuel Hashboon. He's pretty well known Blitz player, but he just blundered a piece here against another Grandmaster. Oh, he doesn't have a name in there. Kamelovic, no idea. Yeah, unfortunately we didn't have a real match here because Vashela Graf left the server after this queen blunder. So let's see what else is on there. Yeah, we have a duel here between an international master, pretty high rated, on the 5-minute pool, against an international master from Germany. Yeah, Mr. Sonntag here. And we've got, I think this must have been a Ruy Lopez, or yeah, a Ruy Lopez kind of structure, where white managed to drum up some play on the f-file here. Black looks very uncomfortable. Yeah, white certainly doesn't like to exchange queens, but it still keeps him some advantage. I would really consider queen h4 here, trying to play with queens on the board. Queen h4, f5 is not possible because e7 is hanging. So I'm not quite sure where white would want to exchange queens. Another possibility here is also rook takes f6. Rook f6, bishop f6, rook f6, and a position with queen takes h6, bishop h6 would be brilliant for white because you control the f-file and black is close to, yeah, you cannot move. Would be huge for white. I think rook takes f6 is very strong now, or at least it's something you should really consider. I'm not quite sure what white is doing here. I mean, rook takes f6 is good, and queen h4 is also good. Oh, he's really using his time here. Just to repeat what I was mentioning, is rook takes f6, bishop f6, rook takes f6, and then queen h6, bishop h6. You have this bishop on h6 and this rook on f6 controlling f8, so black can never play rook f8. d6 is hanging, and it's not possible to protect this. I think white is flat out winning here. Queen h4 also great. I think he's got some connection problem, right? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, sort of disconnected. Very unlucky selection of games here, because people just blunder stuff or get disconnected. Yeah, so white will lose due to disconnection here. But it's a quite interesting motive here. Rook takes f6. Unfortunately, I cannot move here because it's not my game. But this is quite strong and interesting kind of motif to remember. This bishop on h6 coming up. All right. Yeah, unfortunately. Can I move now? Actually, yeah, I can. This I can also switch up the computer here just to help me a bit. So what I was thinking of is this position, and now I'm controlling the f8 square. Only move for black is rook g8. This is actually still playable for black because rook g6 is very useful. So this kind of stuff. Yeah, white still has very fine compensation for the exchange, but it's not flat out winning. So maybe just
check,
also just queen h4 is good. Alright, let's see if we've got some other game here. And very much progressed game already. Oops. Yeah, that's a bit unlucky to have no real Grandmaster Blitz match here. So this game that I selected a couple of seconds ago here features an international master on the black side, and white here is some Russian player, the truth, without any name attached, and he's also got very few games, so this is most likely some Russian grandmaster who this could also be a secondary account, an anonymous account. So yeah, position is quite symmetrical looking, but white has the extra a pawn, so white is much better here, and he's also has a huge time advantage. He pretty much played all this instantly. Yeah, now white tries to exchange rooks, and it's hard to prevent. If white manages to get rid of queens and rooks, then the a pawn would simply promote. Okay, black tries to prevent the rook exchange, but white has I think more than one good option here. Everything else fails, you can play queen c5, sort of really trying to exchange queens, and after queen c5 black, I don't know, doesn't have a really good move. Can exchange queens, but just flat out loses. He elected to push the a pawn, but now black try to go queen e1 here, trying for counterplay, and I'm not sure if I like this really from white. Moves like c5 here might be irritating, attacking the rook. Rook a8, and I'm not quite sure that black really has something, but it looks a bit shaky, all this. Yeah, yeah, this is more than shaky now for black actually. What is he doing to protect his bishop here? I think this is just getting lost, right? Yeah, black loses a piece now.
Check.
Okay, some desperado sacrifice. I mean, white can also just take with the king, I think. On queen g1 check, just oh no, this is actually not so great. King takes, queen g1 checks, queen g2, queen g2, king g2, bishop h3, and okay, this still wins for white because of the a pawn. Okay, but there's maybe something clearer. If you take with the pawn, queen e3 might actually threaten queen f2, some sort of perpetual. Yeah, just take with the king. I mean, this wins. King takes, queen g1. You might be able to even play king h4, but this is not the kind of move you love to play in a blitz game. But even this sort of rook blunder, queen g2 just wins, I think. King takes, queen g1 check, queen g2 takes, king takes, bishop h3 check, king h3, rook takes b8, and then a5. a5, a6, a7, it just pushes through, I think. This outside pass pawn and the bishop pair to support it usually is just deadly. Let's see what happens. Queen g1 is the idea, and maybe he even goes, yeah, he does this, the king move. This is possibly just winning instantly because it's really nothing apparent here. g5 is covered. Black might try to attack the pawn. Queen h2. Yeah, you maybe simply play queen f3 then. Wow, this is really and nothing here. It still looks a bit dangerous. Queen to d6 with the idea queen g6. Yeah, maybe it's all working out. Black only down to 12 seconds. And this might threaten g4 to check at least, but this is also no mate. King h4 and the king just creeps back to g3 and bishop f4 and that's it, I think. This was the last check really. Rook takes f8 threaten now. Yeah, pretty clear win here for white. I think it's another game that might be interesting. This is here ARM Composer. Oops. Versus Kamelovic. I don't know who's the black grandmaster here. White is an Armenian grandmaster, I think. Robert Hovanesyan. He's the, I think, junior world champion from last year or 2 years ago or something. He's a pretty young player. Oh, white already won here. So bit of a late join here in the game. Sorry, I didn't really realize that this game is actually over. So what is the point here? Yeah, white is indeed winning. The bishop on g3 is b3 is attacked and it's just getting lost. All black plays bishop c4, after which white can exchange bishop and grab c2, and then he will play king c3, c4, and just push the a pawn. The a pawn supported here by the rook should win pretty easily. So Yeah, I've got more bullet games here, which doesn't really make so much sense to do comments on.
check,
We've got this Kamilovic guy again here against Vaska, but this is Larry Christiansen, Grandmaster Christiansen. He's yeah, really
black,
kind of bullet addict. You see him play out. Ah, okay, we've got another 3-minute game here. Um, Eric Hansen again here against Hofshanisian. I'm certainly butchering this kind of pronunciation. A 3-minute blitz game here and the 3-minute auto pairing, and both are really ridiculously highly rated here. 2.6 and 2.5 is amazingly high. Okay, so we've got a Ratty opening here. White fianchettoing both bishops, and now Black managed to get rid of one bishop here. Fairly solid position for Black, who set up this solid Slav-like, semi-Slav-like pawn formation with c6, e6, and so on. And White's main idea here is to play on the queen side, as we see. He pushed b4 and now c5, and might try to find some useful role for his bishop. The g2 bishop is now not the strongest piece, but it can potentially become stronger later. D4 is surprising to me. Okay, this was the idea. I wanted to get to recapture in this way. Still, I'm not quite sure if this is so promising for White. He can, exactly. He can get this kind of structure here, in which the only idea to activate your bishop is to play e4, and I'm not sure that he manages this under good circumstances. The other idea would be to play for the b5 break, and in the meantime Black has activated his knight also, putting pressure on a3. Yeah, White needs to be cautious here. This b5 move also entails a slight risk that the c5 pawn becomes vulnerable. So you have some activity yourself, but need to be cautious about this pawn, because c5 cannot be protected with your bishop. You also cannot play f3, so it's a bit double-edged. Okay, so now White, if he wants, could take on e4, getting rid of the knight. Okay, I see. He might tries to play f3 to okay. He just made some improving moves and then exchanged. So rook e6 now, protecting c6. Yeah, White has the better king here. It's already close to the d4 square, and Black is a bit less active here. a4 and c6 is somewhat weaker than the c5 pawn. It helped White to exchange the bishop for the knight, so that he doesn't really need to worry about c5 all the time. But still, it's fairly solid for Black. But it's very likely that this might end up in a really drawish position. Of course, the time is always a factor, so I'm not saying that there won't happen anything in this game, but I don't think Black has much to fear.
check,
Okay, now it gets in more interesting again, because White sacrificed f2 pawn for getting a4, but this is a bit risky also. Black will get pawns on the king side, but needs to return the rook also to stop those pawns. And now he's trying to push the h-pawn. Okay, this was very strong. Taking and rook h6. This should be a winning endgame now for white, I think. Cool resource. Cannot capture en passant because the rook is hanging, and cool move. And he was threatening f4. It might doesn't help anything, but good try to defend. Yeah, white has the a and the c pawn that he can use, and the h pawn cannot really move. At best you exchange g versus h pawn, and white still has those two outside passes. Yeah, here king c5 comes into consideration. King c5 to d6. Yeah, and now he's playing it. Yeah, and I thought d5 with, okay, this just promotes the pawn, and c8 queen. Okay, mate coming up, I think, with, yeah, queen a8 mate, or this mate. Yeah, pretty interesting endgame. I think this transformation at the end was quite good for white, but very complicated kind of position, difficult to play with such a such low time. Yeah, this kind of transformation, a pawn for f pawn, it's very difficult to play, of course, when you're so down on time. So let's see if we got some other game here that might be worth watching. Okay, we've got what is this, 5-minute game? I don't have any names. Black is an international master here with 2-4 something rating, and white 2200 player, but also from the US. We've got some kind of old Indian structure where black exchanged the c8 bishop on f3, so white has the bishop pair, and black doesn't really have any concrete compensation for this, so white should be okay. What I'm wondering about is black threatening knight takes d5 now. Knight takes d5, or maybe queen a4. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, knight d5 is always a tactical idea with this bishop on g5 when this bishop is loose. So, but I didn't think it was working because of queen a4. So now white could simply play a3, I think, pushing the knight back. Okay, well, don't like that so much, giving up your bishop. Of course, the position is fairly close, so you can argue that bishops are not so great, but the positions, yeah, closed positions very often open up, but once a position is open, it never closes down. So this is a pretty basic reason why bishops are often better than knights, because of this simple fact. Positions are hard to close down, but often more easy to open, to give your bishop some room. Okay, so what do we have here? White didn't really try to punish black for his kind of setup, and now I actually don't understand why white isn't pushing the knight back, but a3 doesn't want to. Okay, but now white disconnects. Yeah, great. I'm not so lucky here with with my game selection. I think it could have become a pretty interesting kind of maneuvering game with with f4 and f5 breaks to come, and some play here on the king side. Alright, so I don't think I was so lucky with the games here. I also did this kind of video to, yeah, sort of ask you if you like the idea of doing those kind of kibitzing. Of course, this wasn't the greatest 30 minutes ever here, because I had so many disconnects and blunders and whatever. But please write something in reply on the video if you like the general idea that I do this once in a while. Of course, I like to play myself, and yeah, sort of hope to understand my own games better, my own ideas better than if I just watch other people play. But it might be an interesting kind of change once in a while to do this comments. So yeah, please let me know how you like the general idea that I do this once in a while. Alright, thanks for watching, and talk to you soon in a new video.